it's a given that before you take a road trip, your car should be in good working order,
Yes.
especially if I'm a woman traveling alone. What kinds of things should I look at myself or have it taken into a shop?
Number one, tires.
Okay.
Our climate is very hot, and our tires will actually dry rot and be prone to failure long before they're worn out. So tires are first and foremost.
Could you explain dry rot? I've never heard that in terms of a tire before.
Yeah. You ever leave a tarp or something outside and it just kind of crumbles with age?
Mm-hmm.
That's dry rot. Okay. And rust is kind of wet rot because it takes a liquid to start rust. So dry rot is just a product that the heat and a dry climate just causes it to continue to dry out until it's rotten. And it's very hard to see. A tire could look good. You could do that penny test where Lincoln's head is buried in a tire and think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what you actually have to do is take a very, very close look at the side and the tread area of the tire and look for fine cracks. And those fine cracks is what indicates a tire is dry rotting.
So is that something I can do on my own? Like you just
Absolutely.
look
Yep.
for the cracks?
You just look very closely for the cracks and, stop by. I'll show you what I'm looking at so you can see it exactly. And then it's amazing how many times the customer says, well, I don't see it. And then I said, well, come here. And I put my finger there and they go, oh, that's what you're talking about.
Okay. So if you've got dry rot on your tires, is that fixable? Soak the tire or
No,
they need to be
replace them.
replaced?
They do need to be replaced. And tire failures, blowouts, is probably, I don't know if it's a leading cause, but a blowout on the freeway usually results in somebody panicking and overreacting, and whether they hit the brakes quickly or turn the steering wheel quickly to get into a different lane almost always causes a vehicle accident. And a lot of those accidents end up in fatalities. So that's how critically important it is to have a tires in good condition.
Okay. When I see driving down the highway, often we see huge strips of rubber laying around.
Yes.
Would that be caused by dry rot?
Very, very possibly. Dry rot or improper air pressure.
Okay, so let's talk about air pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that important aside from a blowout?
The air in a tire not only helps support the weight of the vehicle, but helps transfer heat from the tire because there's a lot of heat generated rolling down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So a low tire will actually overheat and fail. An overinflated tire may not support the air and the weight and could fail. And the tire pressure is critical for the proper handling and braking and steering of the vehicle.
So how can I tell what is a good tire pressure for my vehicle?
You must follow the owner's manual specifically. And a lot of cars have a tag either where the fuel tank door is,
Mm-hmm.
or on the driver's door. If you open it up, you'll see some stickers and different tags of information, and it should be there. And if they're missing, you want to find out from the vehicle manufacturer, not the tire manufacturer, the vehicle manufacturer.
Okay. There's a lot of almost every gas station has a place where you can fill your tires up with air. Do you recommend using those, or is it better to go into say your shop?
If you want to do your own, absolutely, there's no problem with that. What I would do, however, is purchase a high quality pressure gauge.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust that gauge that's done 10 million tires.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah. But as far as getting air into the tire, I'd have no problem using one of those.
Okay. Let's see, I'm thinking if my tire says 32 psi, does it have to be at 32 psi? Is 28, 34?
Now, generally speaking, if you're looking at the tire,
Mm-hmm.
that's the maximum tire pressure.
Okay.
So that's why you don't want to look at the tires. You have to look at the tags on the vehicle, and you have to do what the manufacturer recommended on the vehicle. And it may tell you, let's say 24 pounds in the front or PSI,
Mm-hmm.
and 26 or 28 in the rear. That's exactly what you want to do. And cold.
Cold.
Yeah. In other words, if you've driven the car, there'll be about 4 pounds more per tire. So you have to account for that.
So if I've driven across town to go to the gas station to fill my tires up,
Mm-hmm.
I should wait a little bit. once I get there.
Yeah, you'll never wait long enough.
Oh,
So figure you're 4 pounds higher than that reading.
okay.
Is a good number to go by.